Good afternoon, Miss Katie. We are Group K, and today we will explain how sounds work in English. When we talk about phonological representation, we are referring to the way sounds are represented in our minds before we produce and understand them. It is like a kind of mental map of sounds, where each one has its own features or characteristics. Now, we have the levels of phonetic representation. The first is the underlying representation, which is a little more abstract because it does not always coincide with how a word actually sounds. It represents how sounds are before phonological rules change them according to context. For example, the plural in English has an underline for but it sounds different depending on the word. In cats, dogs, and horses. Surface representation is the free sound or that appears after our brain applies phonological rules to the abstract form we store mentally. It is a version that listeners actually hear. For example, sign, but in signature, the sound g reappears, demonstrating that it continues to exist in our mental representation.
Assimilation is a co-articulation process. Sounds influence each other. Assimilation in phonology is a process when one sound changes to become more like a neighboring sound in voicing, place, or manner of articulation. It occurs to make pronunciation easier and faster in natural speech. It's one of the key features of connected speech in English. In phonological representation, this means that a sound phoneme changes due to the influence of an adjacent sound. For example, the phrase goodbye, the similar pronunciation goodbye. In this case, the t sounds becomes p due to the proximity of the bilabial sounds. This makes transition between the words smoother and more natural in speech.
Elision means we drop a sound when we speak fast. It helps you talk more quickly and naturally. For example, we say I don't know instead of I don't know, or camera instead of camera. It happens because some sounds are hard to pronounce together. So, elision makes English sound smooth and natural, but sometimes it is hard to understand for learners.
The linking of phonological representation refers to a connection that is established when the sound and language and other aspects such as letter, meaning, and pronunciation. Thanks to this relationship, people can recognize words when listening to them, relate them to their writing, and then produce them correctly when speaking. In child learning, this link is essential to develop reading, writing, and good understanding of language. Thank you.